This is the Mongoose Malus. It's a fat tire mountain bike, and one of the reasons I got this bike was it was on sale for $199 at Kohl's.com with free shipping. So that's a lot cheaper than I've seen it around. I've seen it from $260 to $320. And I kind of like the fat tires just for cruising. I converted it into a cruiser per se, with a different set of handlebars and a different seat. Shipping wise, let's see, I ordered it, it shipped out the 19th out of California. It got here in Florida on the 27th. Shipping was right on time. There's a lot of little nicks and dings and stuff in the finish that it can. You can see an example right here. Maybe you can't see it too well, but that doesn't really bother me a whole lot. This is like a cheap Walmart type bike. You know, it's not a super expensive fat tire bike. I was looking at fat tire bikes that were close to this. Without gears, they're about $400 and about $450 or $500 with gears. So for $299, we're a pretty good deal. We got gears, we got disc brakes. Some of the differences from its predecessor, like the Dolomite, which was blue with red rims and had these big white stickers. And I think the Hitch is another one that's out there. It's all made by Mongoose, low-end fat bikes. I think the Hitch has some of the wheels cut out to lighten some of the weight. But anyways, there weren't a lot of pictures online, just the standard stock pictures on this Malus. So you really couldn't see a lot from those stock pictures. So here's a little guided depth. Pretty much the color is silver in color, and the forks in the frame are silver. These wheels down here are kind of a grayish, graphite gray type color, not quite black. And it's kind of sparkly with the specs. The tires are black, obviously. One of the differences, I guess, is this tube right here. This front tube is tapered. I'm not sure if that makes a big difference compared to the old Dolomite, which was just a big solid same width tool. Maybe it loses some weight on the way. It's got a nice decent stickers, Mongoose stickers. It's got a Mongoose sticker there, not too intrusive, not like the big white ones on the Dolomite. And badging on the front, so not too bad there. When they did ship this to me, the headset was turned around, and I had put the handlebars on, and one of the keys was the disc rotors over the right hand side as opposed to the left. And so I didn't figure that out right away, but it became pretty apparent because when it's reversed, that tire is real tight to the frame. The gooseneck is black, and it sticks out front. These aren't the original bars. What I bought is I bought some 24-inch chrome, because I didn't know I bought them before I bought the bike, but the chrome looks okay. Black would have been all right too. These are a 24-inch, maybe a 3-inch rise. Just for reference, here's the original stock bars, and you can see they're a lot flatter. They're mountain bike style. They're black in color, and they stick out further straight out. I took all the stuff. I took all the hardware off. So these are standard grips that came with the original mountain bar bike, and their standard brakes, and the brake on the right, the rear brake, and this shifter, and this guy right here will spin to shift the gears, and then you got a tiny hold on. My hand's pretty big. I'm a big guy. But when I'm riding, you're kind of pressing a little bit this, or you can ride up. It gets a little fatter. It's not terribly uncomfortable. A lot of people complain about it and don't like it. I've gone out for a couple rides. Not too bad, but it is kind of awkward. It's weird how this one's so tiny on this side. Shifting wise, it was set up all right. The disc brakes were a nightmare. The instruction, I never dealt with disc brakes before, and the instructions that came with them were terrible, for lack of a better term. I guess I'll go on the rear one here. It's a lot easier to see the rear one than the front one. And what they didn't tell you, they always described this adjustment knob that would have been down on the pictures that they came with, somewhere in the back side here. Just apologize for the light. Somewhere on the back side down here, they mentioned some adjustment knob, and there isn't really one there. There is for adjusting the second pad, and these pads don't travel equal, so you got to play a little bit. When I do this, you really only see the one pad, the outside pad here, that this lever is on moving. So it was real tricky to set up, and they were rubbing. and without the adjustments. But the key is that these two screws, there's a screw here and a screw here, and when you unscrew those, this whole mechanism will jerk back and forth. They are on slots, and so if you set it up so the inside, the one that, because this one, if I tighten and loosen this, it just loosens the arm, it doesn't move the pad. And so if you take that pad, you get it close, and then you use the other side to pull the pad in, you get a decent job. You know, I've heard some of the Dolomites, like there's an electric Dolomite online, and those brakes were squealing, and I guess on, you know, a lot of the videos that have been posted, they squeal like crazy, but mine are making some noise, but they're not squealing. And so we'll see how they settle down. I've only gone for a few short rides on this. Crank wise, you know, it's got the black crank, and you know, the tires are nice fat wide tires. I pumped them up to about 15 pounds. They say 20 on the side. I tried to go with a lower, but again, it's pretty hard to pedal even in first gear. Seat wise, this was the stock seat. I didn't even try the stock seat. And it's on a black post, standard post, and it's kind of every video I saw on the Dolomite or blog said forget it, don't even bother to ride on it. I probably agree with that. It's pretty hard. I traded it right out for a Cloud 9 beach type seat, and I also got a little bit longer 400 millimeter 16-inch seat post. Got that in silver too, because I didn't know what color. It would have looked fine in black too. But I'm a little disappointed in the seat post Cloud 9 cover. Not so much the Cloud 9. I have to spend a little bit more time in the seat to get that thing. But this seat post is this type here that, you know, you ride the rails. Well, these rails were too wide for this, so I had to pinch the rails in. And then there's only kind of this angle. It doesn't, you know, I can tighten one side or the other to get the angle. Fortunately, the angle I think is okay. But if it's pretty flat. But we'll see. If I'm pressing too much on this one where there's less padding, and you know, that could hurt long term. But overall, pretty comfy ride, and it's really comfortable with the big fat tires. You know, much like a suspension bike, it's just very smooth and comfortable. The handlebars, I kind of like them so far. This is about the max limit you can go without going to some 8 bars or something. But you're going to need a new brake lengths and new shifter lengths if you go any longer than this subtle 3-inch rise or whatever that is with 24 inches. Weight wise, I put this thing on a scale. The rear is 25.6 pounds, and the front tire in this configuration is 23.4. So the total is 49 pounds. Very heavy bike. I don't expect that, you know, I didn't expect that I'm going to be taking this on a trail and doing a lot of mountain biking like everybody said. You'll be worn out pretty quick. First gear is pretty low for the street, but I imagine if you get out in the sand or trying to climb a hill, you're putting some power, and you're also just a really heavy bike, 20 pounds heavier than what it is, but it's all that wheel mass out there that seems to make a difference. But I got it for exercise, and possibly thinking about an electrical conversion or a trailer for electrical in the future. You know, I haven't used the high gears. I used up to 6 or as a 7-speed, but you know, you're working pretty hard to keep this guy going. So it's more for just cruising, low speed, having a good time. That's what I got it for. That's what I've ridden it a couple times, and it seems to be pretty good. The seat post is a quick release, but the other 2 tires are not. And it's probably a good thing it's a not, because like I said, getting it in and out and adjusting those disc brakes were a real pain in the butt. So that's kind of my review in a nutshell. Like I said, there aren't many pictures online, but these are the couple mods I did. Even with the mods, let's just say it's 20, 20, and 20. You're talking about $60. So you're back up at the $260 price that it would have had to stock. But you know, I kind of like it. It's kind of beach cruisery, kind of nice looking. The 2 trips that I've had, I haven't been running out late at night, sort of. Not a lot of foot traffic, but yeah, the 2 people I run into, they say nice bike on the way by. So it is an attention grabber. Just the fat tires are still something that people are surprised by. You know, and for the price of a decent regular cruiser with regular 29 or 26 inch wheels, not wide, beach cruiser type, you see those at $180. Not maybe in custom bike shops. This one seems to be equally well so far.